In this snippet, we're going to discuss issues with radios on the thermostat, with the RAN radio or the HAN radio, the R or the H, that you may see visible on the screen. And what I've done here now is I've rigged up a thermostat and installed the RAN radio in properly. What's going to show up on the front of the screen is that there'll be a letter R with a circle and a line through it, indicating that there's an issue with the RAN radio. Had this been an H with a circle and a line through it, then it would have been an issue with the HAN radio. The issue at the end of the day is now 99% of the time that the radio's been installed improperly, it's in backwards, it's missing one of its pin slots. That's typically what's associated with this. So the first thing I'm going to go do is take the thermostat off the base plate and take the thermostat and flip it completely around. And what you're going to see now is on the left-hand side, this is where the RAN radio is, the Room Area Network radio. On the right-hand side is the Hotel Area Network or HAN radio. Now, what I'm going to be looking for right now is that these antennas should always be facing inward. In this particular case, the first issue I see here is that this antenna here is pointing outward. If I'm looking at it, this radio here needs to be inverted in the opposite direction. So what I'm going to go do now is take this radio out by simply wiggling it out from side to side. And once I have the radio removed here, what you got to make sure is that these little pin slots that are on the side here need to go and make sure and fit in every one of these slots. So I'm going to go ahead and take this radio and invert it in the proper direction where the end of the radio right now is facing inward, and I'm going to go and set that back in the thermostat. You need to make sure that these pins seat properly, that you get all the pins in there and you're not missing a slot, because that's going to produce that same result. So now that I can see that I've got all my pins in there, I'm going to go ahead and press it all the way in and all the way down. The radio is now secure in its slot. Verify that this end of the radio, the antenna is pointing inward. So now I'm going to go take it, put it back up on my base, wait for it to power up. It'll take 6-7 seconds for it to come back and illuminate after the initial message comes up. And then what I'm going to be looking for on the display is whether or not I still have that R or H. So if I hit the bottom left button here, what I'm going to see that R is no longer there, and that's been fixed. So 99% of the time, if you run into this issue, it's going to be an issue that the radio during a thermostat swap out for some reason, or had been taken out, or had not been seated properly, or was inverted. That's going to be your issue.